In a new exclusive, Comedy Hype was able to get in touch with the legendary Tommy Davidson backstage at one of his stand-up shows. In the exclusive interview with our very own Dom Smith, Tommy would touch on an ongoing conversation and reveal that he has been asked to wear a dress previously in his career and said that it's something he doesn't feel comfortable doing. Today we have our Comedy Hype analyst, Capone, in the studio, as well as Rita, Brent, and Pierre calling in to talk about Tommy's perspective. But first, let's take a look at the clip.
So throughout your career, I know like black men in dresses has been a common topic. Has anyone ever approached you to wear a dress in a film or series?
Yeah. I remember auditioning, driving in traffic for a movie in a dress.
Wow. What was the movie?
It was a whole lot of different kind of attention driving that bitch too. I was like, what the hell is going on? But it was for a movie, and I'm glad I didn't get it. I'm glad I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I haven't had to do that yet.
Right.
I haven't had to do that yet.
Definitely.
And I wanted that movie because it was Penelope Cruz.
Oh, it's supposed to be a big movie, yeah.
So it's this big movie where I play her friend, who's this transvestite or whatever. So because of the gravity of it, I was like, man, I'm gonna go for that. But I'm glad I didn't get it because that was the only reason. That was the only reason, yeah. I haven't been called to that role yet, and it's not something that I personally feel comfortable doing,
Yeah, is that
But it doesn't, that's not saying anything about anybody else.
Yeah.
That's me,
So is that something that you fear?
No, I don't fear it. It's just that it's not something that I want to do personally.
Yeah. Morally?
I would say preferably.
And style-wise,
No,
Okay.
It's my preference.
Yeah.
It's my, I get a personal choice too, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's like, I just, I'm heterosexual. I'm proud of it. I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I got sons. You know what I mean? And I don't mind if they decide to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I raised them, I modeled them behind me. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And if people start to, persecute me for that, then that's the same reason that they don't like us persecuting I get my choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I get my choice. I'm not hating on nobody. You know what I mean?
Right. So
And insight from an insight, I'll take you into one of the main reasons for me that exists is because of what they've done to the African man throughout this last 400 years.
Emasculating?
They're not able to do that. But they continue to try to.
Now, Pierre, I want to come to you first. After seeing that, are you surprised with his stance, given that so many of his peers go on to wear dresses in Hollywood?
I've known Tommy for 30 years. I mean, we came from the same place, DC, so I know where he's coming from. He said it very eloquently and very tight-ropey, back and forth with this and that and this and that. I respect his decision as he should respect other people's decision, either they agree or disagree with him. I've always had the one thing I didn't understand. He kind of explained it, but like, why do something you don't want to do and you don't feel comfortable with? First of all, why even go out for that? I don't care if Penelope Cruz is a big movie. Why go out for that if you don't feel comfortable in that role? That's the first thing. No one forced him to do it. So that's strange to go audition something and then be happy you ain't get it because it was something you ain't really want to do. I wouldn't have done it. That's just me. If people do what they want to do, I understand. He said the gravity of the role is a big movie. I get all that, but it's the kind of thing. If you don't really feel comfortable, don't do it. I've turned down roles that I didn't feel comfortable with. All right, and that's saying, but he's talking about black men for 400 years or whatever. That's an image, whatever. I get it, but as I said before, I don't like to see black men selling dope. I mean, if I'm gonna say dope, killing other black men in movies and stuff, beating women and pimping women and stuff. Those aren't great images either. But for some reason, a black man feels like that's okay to do that. Like, hey man, as long as I beat women and kill my other brothers, brothers and sisters, I'm cool. That's a cool role. But a dress is just totally disrespectful for my race and all that.
So would you wear a dress, Pierre?
Yes, I would, without a problem. And hold up, I'm not a homosexual, but if you think I am, that's fine. And just like if I played a killer in a movie, do you think I kill people? If I'm a gangster, now you say, that's a gangster ass nigga there, boy. He was a gangster in the movie. I know he be killing dudes in the street. I know he be living that gangster life. You feel that? Cool.
Right.
You know, if I play a wife beater, oh, he be beating his wife. I know he be beating his girls. I see him in the movie beating women. He beat women. All right, you think that is? So if I wear a dress, I'm gay. Okay.
Capone, I want to come to you next. After seeing that, are you surprised with Tommy Davidson's response?
No, not at all. He felt like he wanted to go for the role, and I think that the peer pressures of the new Hollywood has made him kind of like change his mind, because, you know, they're talking all this Illuminati and how they're trying to emasculate black men and make them wear dresses. So I think that was part of his decision. No, I'm not surprised at it.
Have you ever worn a dress or?
Yeah, I wore a dress on the Apollo, but I was a character as an old woman, and I didn't feel no shame. I didn't feel gay. I didn't feel like the dress changed me. Clothes don't make me. It was an act, and I think that people actually take it a little too far by judging other people, like Pierre said, which is a good point. If I play a drug dealer, does that make me a drug dealer? Well, you know, I did sell drugs at one time.
Right.
But, you know, to a point of, if you're acting a role, it's a role.
Do you feel the pressure, because that, you know, we do have to be mindful and have this black conscience? Do you feel pressured or pigeonholed by the industry?
No, I think the only thing that I would probably have a problem playing is a gay man kissing another man in a movie. I couldn't do that.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just couldn't stomach it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Rita, I want to come to you after watching that. What's your reaction? Are you surprised of Tommy Davidson's response?
No, I'm not. I just recently finished reading his book, In Living Color, What's Funny About Me. And he speaks a lot about not comparing himself to other people, and that he's just him. He doesn't have to be like other people. I mean, he grew up, he was on In Living Color where Jamie Foxx was playing Wanda, and there were men doing female roles while he was doing male-dominated impersonations and impressions. So I think Tommy Davidson is just comfortable with who he is. But to Capone's point, I think emasculation is more of a mental thing. I don't think you are limited to your clothes, because there's a lot of men who wear manly clothes. In my opinion, they're not a man because they're not taking care of home. So just because somebody puts on a particular outfit doesn't make them less of a man. But I get the fear of this idea of emasculation, because black men are being ripped from their homes and being put into, thrust into the prison system. So folks are afraid that we're going to lose our black men, but I don't think we're going to lose them to dresses. That's few and far in between.
And like I said, this isn't our first conversation. This is a conversation that we've seen in our community for a long time. So I think it's just gonna continue, but it's good to have these open forums to have it. But you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below, and look out for the full interview for Tommy Davidson. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Do you know the comedy culture? Play Comedy Hype, the game. Out now.